It's my job to wake you guys up right now because I know I'm the last speaker, but let's get up for 1 second. Let's shake it off. Come on. Let's get this energy up. Up for 1 second. Turn to the person right to your right and say, you're awesome. You're awesome. You're awesome.
You're awesome. Hey, you're awesome. Yeah, you're awesome.
There we go. We woke up the room a little bit, right? Everybody feeling a lot more energized. So, because being the last speaker, I'm not going to take too much of your time, and I'm going to leave some minutes at the end for some questions. Do you guys know that 50% of businesses fell the first year? 90% fell within 5 years. Those are huge, huge percentages. And being an entrepreneur myself, I've gone through those, right? Success is not like this. It's like this, right? So what I'm going to share with you today, it's one of my success principles, which is professional networking. I started in business in 1997. I've been in the clothing business since 1989. And remember those tough years in 2007, 2008? All right, I lost 60% of my business, over 1,000 clients, and I was going down really, really quick. So I had to come up with a solution that was gonna bring clients really, really fast. So I became a networking king. I went to every single networking in my area available. Most were free, some were 20 bucks. So to me, it was really worth it for that 20 bucks to go and network and meet as many people as possible. Because when you're meeting that many people, like today, you have virtual salespeople all over your area. So what I mean by that is, hopefully after I'm done here speaking, when the opportunity comes and somebody's talking about custom clothing, you guys think of me, right? That's how the referrals come. Networking with the wrong groups. For my industry, my little niche, which we sell really high-end suits and shirts and things. I found myself going to breakfast at Denny's. There's nothing wrong with Denny's. It just wasn't for me. And because when you go to these networking events, you go to a breakfast. Okay? At a breakfast, there's about 50, 75 people there, and you exchange business cards, and you get to do your elevator speech for about 30 seconds. At the same time, they go around the room and everybody's talking. They get 30 seconds to talk about themselves and how the group can help bring in business. So it's called a referral group. And so I got really frustrated because I wasn't getting that many referrals. So in 2009, I founded PBN, which means Professional Business Network, group.org. What PBN does, have you guys heard of LeTip or BNI? Yeah? Okay. So those are two organizations that are worldwide. They exchange billions and billions and billions of dollars in referrals. I would highly recommend join a chapter in your area. They have chapters all over the world. So I created PBN for my area, which is Los Angeles, and immediately the business started coming. The reason being, I did it a little bit different. The breakfast that I threw, that we had about 50 to 75 people coming, and they're paying $75 for breakfast. And we filled up the room. They were paying $100 for lunch, and we filled up the room. But that's the client that I wanted to have, or the prospect that I wanted to have breakfast with. If they could afford a $75 breakfast or a $100 lunch, most likely they could afford my products and services. And it really worked, because 2008 for me was a horrible, horrible, horrible year. So I needed to do something quick before I fell too, and that wasn't gonna happen. So I had to kind of shift gears, and I started this. It was taking so much of my time though, it was almost like a second career. And we built it to over 10,000 online members. So PBN, what we do, we meet once a week. It's a commitment, just like LeTip and the other BNI groups. We meet once a week before your job starts, 7:30 in the morning. We network for about a half hour. 50, 75 people are networking for about a half hour. Then we have a breakfast. We introduce everybody in the room. And once you become a member, we only allow one category, meaning only one real estate agent, only one doctor, only one family law attorney. So one of each category. There's no competition. Some of the benefits, I don't know if you guys can read that from back there, but some of the benefits of networking, we call it QBLs, Qualified Business Leads. So every week that you come to these networking events, and that doesn't have to be mine, it could be some of the other ones, you're gonna get leads. Because remember, there's 50 to 75 people every single week that you're meeting with. And make sure if you join a networking group, there's no competition. Make sure it's a closed group, meaning they can't allow another real estate agent in the group if you're a real estate agent. Okay, so only one per category. The other benefit of networking is the professional affiliation. You're part of a team. Okay? When you're part of a team, it makes you feel good, and the commitment that comes with it every week, you start, it's personal growth. So the other one increases your confidence in your presentation skills, because in these networking groups, they teach you how to present. So they teach you stuff that they don't teach you in school, and that's what we do. Weekly opportunities to present your products. The other one is ultimate peer-to-peer networking. So once you start seeing these people every single week, sooner or later, you're gonna become friends. And friends refer friends, okay? That's kind of how it works. And I'm gonna teach you 3 words today that you should know about professional networking. The first word is visibility. You need to be visible at these events. Don't stand in a corner quietly. Go ahead and introduce yourself, hand out your business card, because everybody's there for the same reason that you're there. So there's no need to be shy. The next one is credibility. What happens after you show up to these events week after week after week after week? You become credible. Becoming credible is a huge, huge thing in business. There's nothing worse when you go to a networking event and somebody comes up to you and say, hey, you know what, I sell insurance, you want to do business? No, it doesn't work like that. So in these steps that I'm showing you, the visibility, then the credibility, and then comes, oops. Then comes, thank God I memorized it, profitability, right? Then comes profitability. And in that manner. So visibility, credibility, and then profitability. That's professional networking. When you go to these events, do not go to a person and talk about you. You talk about them first. What are you here for? What do you do? How can we help? How can we support it? So, like I said, I was going to keep it short. With that said, that's me talking about networking. And I want to end it with a really neat quote that I like, and it's this right here. The difference between who you are and the person that you want to be is what you do today. I want to thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it. I look forward to talking to you afterwards. I'll leave it open for some questions. My mother got cancer. That same month, I got audited by the IRS. That same quarter, my business dropped 60%. That was my lowest point. I didn't care about anything but my mother. I didn't care. It's just, I almost said I give up. And I might have gone through some depression. I was waking up late. I usually wake up 4:30 or 5:30 in the morning. I was waking up at 10. But my mother is really what I just said. Nothing's more important than my mother. So that was my lowest point.
How have you embraced e-commerce? You have brick and mortar stores, and have you made a transition to e-commerce?
Yep, I have brick and mortar stores and e-commerce. We just started that program because I'm a little old school, so I like doing what we call business to business or belly to belly business. So e-commerce, I hired somebody in-house to build a brand new website with e-commerce in it. So, one last one. Image is everything, and that's really the best first impression. It's unfortunate that we